Hello everybody, my name is Gibea Caldwell, and I'll be talking to you about video games and video game violence and their effect on children. Call of Duty, Mortal Kombat, and Grand Theft Auto. These are titles that ever since their debut have been ridiculed by parents and psychologists all across the globe. People saying things like, these video games are teaching our children violence, or video games like this should stop being made. Not only am I here to tell you that I believe that these statements are wrong, but I'm also going to tell you how the upbringing of a child falls 100% on the parent. For too long, the excuse of negative influence has been lazily thrown at R-rated video games. But after this speech, I hope all who hear this will be able to put all of the information into perspective. Would you allow your child to play with a knife? Would you allow your child to know where you keep your medications? I'm sure that most, if not all, parents would not condone any of this. If shown a child playing with a knife or adult medication, would not your immediate thought be, where is that child's parents? Of course it would. The exposure and regulation of a child is primarily controlled by the parent. It is the parent's job to decipher and limit the things presented to their children for the child's development and protection. So why is it that video games are treated differently? Video games come with parental warnings clearly printed on the front and back of the case. Every modern video game console is outfitted with a parental control panel to limit how long and what your child plays. If in the earlier examples the child had cut themselves or to eaten the medication, would it be the knife's fault? Would it be the medicine bottle's fault? Again, parents themselves will be to blame, not for evaluating the possible and harmful, what could possibly be harmful, and taking necessary precautions to prevent it. To those who believe that video games of a violent nature should just stop being made, I ask you to consider my previous examples once again. That's like saying that adult medicine should stop being made just because it's harmful to children, or that knives should stop being made because a child could hurt themselves or others. The knife example shows that we continue to use something we don't necessarily need to survive because we enjoy the benefits, even if it poses a possible risk to harm children, because we know that it only takes a little supervision to almost eliminate the risk. I chose not to discuss the topic on do video games actually cause violent behaviors in children because the studies on this are too spread, and even if they weren't, people will still deem them their negative influence on their children. And I have not said that I do not agree with that. My emphasis again is on whether they cause aggressive behavior. This, like many other things, should be controlled on who uses it. So in conclusion, I hope that all of you are now able to see that there is no sole thing that molds our youth. It is up to the parent to teach children what is right and wrong, and that anything, good or bad, should be first filtered by the parent to the desired message for the child, and like anything else, parents should pay the utmost attention when getting anything for their child, and should be prepared to take full responsibility for giving their child anything that they knew nothing about. And that's my speech.